Hello, everyone. Welcome to Pedalboards Team, your one-stop shop for guitar gear and news. Today, we are doing not just guitar gear and news, but guitar controversy. Whoa. Is AI a good thing or a bad thing, or is it in between when it comes to guitar pedals? Um, we've we're talking about this because PolyEnd, who are a great company who make absolutely fantastic pedals, we've got a couple here which are just over there. Otherwise, I'd show you. Um, they have released an AI pedal, and it's not like a pedal that just says, "Oh, this has got a little bit of AI in it to help it do its drive better." This is a pedal where you can program it using AI to do practically anything. It's called the Endless, so you get an idea of what we're talking about here. So, between myself and my good friend Budge, make yourself
Hey,
dream.
hello. Yeah, I was waiting for a moment to kind of reveal there.
We're gonna
Yes,
try and have this discussion where we're gonna try and take sides, although it's not as straightforward as that because we're kind of both
yeah,
for and against it in different ways, aren't we?
yeah. So we're gonna try and be as unbiased as possible. We're gonna present both sides of the argument because um, there have been arguments about it. There has have been like some strong opinions, and we want to kind of share that. We want to voice some of these opinions, some of these grievances, and kind of come to the conclusion as to whether we think that this product is a really true innovation for guitar stuff, or or what essentially. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm Budge, of course, the budget pedal um, aficionado of pedal boards of doom, and of course joined by Lee, the gaffer, pedal pedal gaffer.
Pedal gaffer. Yeah.
um,
So, I mean, this doesn't really fall into your wheelhouse because it's like a $300 pedal. Um,
yeah,
but I guess if you divide that by the amount of pedals that it can do,
yeah, all of them. Yeah, so
yeah,
like price per pedal.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So,
as I
we're
think it's quite competitively priced considering what it does. But let's not skirt around the issue. Let's introduce the pedal and show off what it does. So I'm going to show the screen, and we can have a look at what it is.
yeah, absolutely. So, sorry, like I say, Polyend make a lot of noodless.
Yeah,
It does say endless, but our faces are in the way.
there you go.
Um, so you can see that on the pedal it has lots of different covers on it, and that's because it can be anything, and you can actually order these covers from them if you so wish. They're magnetic, and you push the bottom of them and they pop out. It's really snazzy how it works.
That's a
uh,
nice place to stop the thing, isn't it? With the
yeah,
constantly changing ones. Yeah,
precisely,
yeah.
precisely, yeah.
So it's just they're all the same pedal. They are all this endless pedal.
Mm,
Um, but it's so if you think about it a little bit like the TC Plethora or like the HX1 or something like that, where it's an individual pedal that you load an algorithm into and it does that specific thing. So, like on this, you've got obviously like there's a um, Fender style amp thing
yeah,
going on there, and there's like a Vox style amp, there's a cab sim, there's like a tape delay and all these other things. So it can be loads and loads of different stuff. Whereas stuff like the Plethora, it was like the algorithms that TC had made.
yeah. And with the tone print pedals, when you put them in, like, I mean, a lot of pedals do this kind of thing now, but the early ones, like the flash, was it not flashback, what was it called, the delay?
Yeah, the flashback is the delay. Yeah.
Was
I mean, they
flashback, okay.
they also
But
had the alter ego as well.
so you could plug that in, and you could go in and you could tweak it to like the nth degree. And like you could make your delay into a chorus, you could make it into a flanger and stuff like that, because you got such precise control over the delay times and the lengths and everything like that. It was great. It was good fun to play with it.
Mm.
And this is kind of taking that and saying, okay, if you don't know what you're doing, maybe you can just say, I want this to sound like a tube screamer. and then it goes and puts an algorithm in it for a tube screamer,
Yeah.
which is all good and well.
I mean, that would be the most,
Use,
like,
yeah,
the
yeah,
most basic use of this pedal, but it can do it, yeah, absolutely.
yeah, 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 exactly. Oh, can you imagine spending $300 on this and
Yeah, I
then
just want the best tube screamer tone, please. Yeah, okay.
yeah, oh my god. It's a great idea. There are some notes about it that we should cover. So
Okay.
firstly, it's got 3 knobs on it. And it's a
Yeah.
$300 3-knob pedal, but if you press and hold the second foot switch, it gives you an alternate function for those 3 knobs. So technically, it's a 6-knob pedal, but I think you were saying that those alternate functions are fixed, so they're always the same, and I think they're like level and gain and rate or something like that.
Yeah, I believe they are, because we covered this on the podcast, last week, and I did a little bit of research, and from what I got from reading the article was that, like, the 3 hidden controls are, like, specific set ones that will work very much for a lot of things. So, like a blend control, like a overall tone, I think was one of them as well. So things that will work kind of universally, and then you get your algorithm specific controls that um, you can tell it which what you want to control.
I'm fairly sure you can choose what those controls are as well, and you can affect the parameters of those controls. So
Mm.
that's quite nice as well. I have had my hands on with this. I got to see it at NAM, and I got to make not just any old any old algorithm. I got to make the algorithm that I've wanted to have in a pedal for probably about 10 years now, and no one's doing it. And in 10 minutes, we made it.
Yeah, I'm sure we've all got those kind of crazy ideas that we thought that would be a really cool idea for a pedal, and we haven't got the follow through of like making our own pedal to
Yeah.
to serve that. I mean, the what? Tell us about the one that you wanted, because it's quite a specific sound, but quite um, it's kind of one of the on the shelf sounds, isn't it? But it's very specific.
Yeah, it's an arpeggiator, but it's the specific arpeggiator from the Juno 60, which
Hmm.
is a synth from the 80s. And the arpeggiator on it just sounds really nice. It's all analog. Sounds very, very warm. The Juno 60 has a really specific sound. When you hear it, you're like, fuck me, that's Stranger Things. And it really is just a beautifully warm arpeggiator. You have heard it, like
Yeah, yeah,
guaranteed. You have heard it, and I wanted that in a guitar pedal, so I could play something in it, and it will just arpeggiate it. Now there are other arpeggiators out there,
yeah,
and they're really
absolutely.
cool, but none of them they just arpeggiate your tone. I want it to arpeggiate my tone, but to sound like that. So we put this prompt in, me and the owner of the company, we were playing with it, and we just put in the prompt. I want you to sound like the arpeggiator of a June 60,
Yeah,
and we put it in there, and it was quite funny because we made a little bit of a cock up on it. So when we we plugged, I didn't do this, but we had plugged the cables in the wrong way. So when it came out and it was supposed to be working, we were like, "Oh, there's no sound," and my instant reaction was, "Oh, that was 10 minutes wasted."
yeah.
Um,
You filled with disappointment. You're like, oh, this AI stuff is rubbish.
yeah, and that is one of the fears that we'll come on to in a moment. That one of the downsides potentially of it.
Yeah,
However, when we did plug it in the right way, we were like, "Wow, okay." And the owner of the company was also quite astonished by how good it sounded, and I was like, "All right, that needs very little tweaking. That is awesome." I
yeah.
was so blown away, and he was like, "Okay, I'm saving that, and we're adding that to the library." So if you come across this in the library that they have, which we'll also come on to soon, um, yeah, you'll find that yeah, that was probably the one we created. which
Yeah.
was excellent.
So, so do you want to go into a little bit of the details of how the tone generation works? Because like we've kind of skirted around that, but we haven't gone into like exactly how you do this. So how would you go about creating a tone on the endless?
Right, so okay, it's very, very simple. You put in your prompt. You can say, let's say tube screamer. All right, let's just imagine we're crazy and we've bought $300 AI pedal to make a tube screamer.
Yeah, yeah,
Then you put in, I want you to sound like a TS-808, but I want you to sound exactly like the one that Stevie Ray Vaughan used.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And this is like a desktop software. Is it like a
Yep, it's on their website.
HTML? So it's like kind of browser based, is it?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. At least I think it is. I got the impression it was. So yeah, you would go into there, and obviously it's connected to the internet because it's using AI. So you're not downloading an LLM. It's all on in the cloud, as it were.
Yeah, yeah,
You would you would then we've got some comments. We'll have a look at them in a minute, guys. But we, yeah, you put in your your prompt and you wait. It takes a long time. About 10 minutes later, you will get a script. Now you can
yeah.
upload that straight to the pedal.
Bimson, hi. R guitar, hi. Sorry,
Bimson. I haven't seen Bimson in ages. He popped up on Facebook again the other day.
nice. Good to see
um,
you, mate.
yeah, man. So once it's on there, you can then tweak it, but the idea is you first upload it to the pedal, you see how it sounds, and then you go, okay, I want to tweak these parameters, and you can go in, you can quite easily see what parameters you wanted to say. So say for argument's sake, if you turn it all the way down, it's fine. Then when you turn it all the way up, it's way too loud. You might want to put the max volume at like 80% or something along those lines. So you can change anything on it really. So that's quite easy to do, and as you look through the code, it's very straightforward. I found it very straightforward. I've got a little bit of experience with code, but not very much.
Yeah,
Um, and yeah, it was quite easy, and you can say, okay, I want it to do this, I want it to do that. You could say to it, okay, that's really, really great. I want you to now make this to, able to accept a guitar signal because what we had was an instrument because you can use it as a synth as an instrument itself. So when we
mhm,
turned it on, it was an instrument and we could change it, but then the guitar signal was coming in on top of it. Now, what I would
okay,
have got ahead and done had I had more time to play with it, is I would have made it accept the guitar signal and then adapt the guitar signal into the arpeggiator based on what the guitar signal is sending in.
yeah,
But you can do that. You can do all of that. It's really easy. And if we had more time, because I was working at NARM, obviously, so I was restricted on the amount of time I had. But if we had more time, then we absolutely would have done that.
yeah.
And I probably will if I get one of these. I really think I might as well.
Oh, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so that's how it works. And like I say, it's endless in terms of its possibilities. That's the name of the game, really, isn't it?
Aha!
It's running 24-bit, 48K stereo processing. Now, I was surprised by that because I've seen other devices for quite some years using 32-bit, and this is running 24-bit, but the quality was awesome. Everything else that PolyEnd do is like I always say it's the same like level of quality as Eventide. It's really high quality.
Yeah.
It's using USB-C and everything's drag and drop as well. So it's really, really straightforward.
I mean, by this point, I shouldn't be excited by USB-C, but there are still companies out there who are using like micro USB and mini USB,
Yeah, I mean,
and
look how long it took TC to change over.
yeah, absolutely, yeah. I think is it? Yep. Oh, that one's USB-C, but I think
Hey.
the one before this, the Plethora X3 was USB-B.
I think Bimson's got one of them. Bimson, can you confirm?
Yeah. Oh, he was doing some like mad MIDI stuff with the Plethora and the HX Stump, I believe.
He was, man. He was, yeah. So this has got an expression input as well, so you can define what the expression does, which is
Hmm.
really nice. I mean, like I say, it says three encoders, means three knobs. Plus, if you hold one of the foot switches, you get access to another three alternate functions. And then you've got the two knobs, so one's on and off, and then the other one's tap or whatever you want to do with it.
Yeah.
So, what happens if loads of people go online and they start making algorithm after algorithm after algorithm after algorithm? Is PolyEnd go bankrupt because
Yeah.
they're paying for the AI software, let's say, and it's expensive to them. So what they've done, this is how they've explained it to me. What they've done is they've put a small fee on each time you want to go through and create an AI algorithm. However,
Yeah.
they also have a free library which you can upload your algorithms to, and they will quality check those algorithms. So in a very short period of time, you will have a very large library which is already quite heftily loaded. Heftily, is that a word?
I don't think that's important.
No, it's quite fully loaded already
Yeah.
with algorithms that they've created, but you can use that completely free. So you never have to go and use the AI stuff
Yeah.
itself, right?
So this for me is the crux as to why PolyEnd are doing it right, rather than a a fee for every new pedal. I think we know kind of where I'm aiming with this one. A fee for
Mm,
every new pedal.
yes.
Um,
Boss.
yeah. So, like, they've been quite transparent about, like, they don't want this pedal to sink their business. Obviously not. It's designed to make money. Um, but it's kind of like a nominal fee to keep running costs, to like cover the running costs.
Yeah, exactly.
The fact that they're then allowing like a library of kind of curated versions of like the algorithms.
And they're paying a team of people purely just to curate that.
Yeah.
And that charge isn't coming to us that way, and that's part of the cost of the pedal.
Yeah, and as I said on the podcast, I am very much of the opinion that they could easily not curate the stuff and kind of have like a scoring system that
Yeah. Mm,
like a 5-star system, like you have on stuff like ToneNet, like you have on like any of these kind of sharing, Tone 3000 as well, like the free website for all the damn profiles.
mm.
You find out which ones are the good ones by looking for the highest rated ones.
Yeah, and they could easily do that, but
Like easily do that. Yeah,
they're so tone orientated that
yeah, they're committed to not putting out trash, aren't they?
yeah, they want to retain the quality of their product, and that's understandable because like I say, I've got two of their pedals. I've got their drum machine, which is more like a backing track machine to me. It's amazing. It sounds
Mm.
great, and they've got the modulation pedal, which has like uh, I'll go into that on another video. Let's not
Yeah,
digress.
yeah,
So we've established what the pedal is, right? We've established that it's kind of cool, but there is controversy about it because
yeah. The
of
word
lots of
AI
reasons.
scares people, doesn't it, at the moment?
Exactly, AI. But before we get into that, let's have a quick look at these comments. So
Yeah,
usual issue with digital pedals in general are they are oftentimes the specifications of the AD and DA converters are unspecified. Next, they usually research the warranty period due to proprietary chips. Um, Great to see you, mates, again. Thanks so much for the stream. That's really, really kind of you. Our guitar of 78. And yeah, I would not worry about the ADDD, ADDD,
the
ADDD,
ADDA conversion.
converters. PolyEnd are at the top of the game when it comes to this sort of thing. They deal with simps and all that sort of thing. They are knocking it out of the park. I mean,
Yeah,
check out their other stuff. It is amazing. It really is. Um,
yeah.
that's
The
Brimson talking about
Yeah, he's got the
crazy setup. Yeah, and he has the USB, the X5, the Plethora X5 is micro USB
yeah,
B.
yeah. It was kind of on that in that transition period, wasn't it?
Mm. Yeah, I mean, when the rest of the world was using USB-C, but Apple still weren't. But you know, that is what it is. So AI is a very provocative term nowadays, and I think the one of the main reasons a lot of people are stopping to look at the like news and stopping to go online and stuff like that because you just do not know what to believe. It's it's crazy. So as soon as someone says AI this, people are like AI, AI, and I get that.
Yeah.
I get it. We're also seeing that AI is not necessarily great for the environment and is taking our RAM away from us as well. Like you just
Mm.
can't buy RAM and graphics cards and stuff. You just can't buy it because
Yeah, it's all of that, all of those resources being taken by like the servers and
yeah, someone needs to ask AI how to stop
that's like trying to Google. That is, you'll end up breaking the internet.
that. Yeah, and you know, I agree with this. The where the parallel to this is, you know, if you're if you've got a copy of a pedal and you think that this pedal is doing the exact copy of that, say you've got a King of Tone on it
Mm.
for argument's sake, and you think that this pedal is as good as a King of Tone, it's a bit like the same as buying a cheap Chinese King of Tone and thinking, okay, that is how a King of Tone sounds. It probably is not.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
So part of this argument is like people worried that it will like if you wanted a new pedal that say like a new King of Tone, a new version of the King of Tone comes out and it's got
What really?
it's got a third foot switch or something, and you
Yeah.
go, oh my god, this is going to change the game. And then you type into this like pedal GPT. You go, I would like this specific King of Tone with these tonal characteristics with this special third foot switch, and then it
Mm.
goes blah 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 blah. 10 minutes later, and you've got that.
Yeah.
However, like all good and well, digital modeling has received a quite an advent in the kind of last 10 years. Like the Kemper, the Helix Stadium, the
Quad
Quad
Cortex.
Cortex.
Mm.
So many of those are being heralded as these amazing things. Has the Valve amp died? No. People still use them. People still see those as the pinnacle.
Oh, I don't know actually. Most of the younger people I speak to are like, no, I've never owned an amp.
I mean, up until I was kind of mid 20s, I'd never owned a proper Valve amp. Like all of mine would have been classed as kind of digital modeling amplifiers.
Mm.
So there'll always be like the real thing, especially when it comes to like drive pedals and like those kind of those tangible types of pedal. The real deal is it will always be the real deal. It will always be better. Um, so as good as this can be, and like you say, it's kind of it will be on that kind of Chase Bliss, Strymon kind of level of like Eventide as well. That kind of level of fidelity. It's still not going to be like if you put in a tube screamer model into that, it's not going to respond as perfectly as a tube like a real circuit tube screamer will. So
Or will it?
no, no, it won't.
Or what if it does?
I mean, if
What if it's that damn good?
but like Valve amps haven't died yet. They haven't cracked that code, and they've been working on that much longer than this AI pedal has been
Mm.
like going. So like I've got no worries about that. The real deal will always be the real deal. If you want the real deal for certain pedals, no amount of pedal GPT is going to replace that. It could, however, it could be a nice way of like testing the waters
Hmm.
So I really fancy a King of Tone. It's a 7-year waiting list by this point.
Yeah.
I'm gonna jump on that waiting list, but just to just to check out whether it is my thing or not. I'm just gonna put it into the endless and see if actually that is the kind of tone that I want. Like a little pre-order, like a preview.
Yeah. I mean, I can kind of see companies getting on board with this, like saying, okay, this is our version that we've made of our pedal. This is how good it sounds, but they get like a 5 minute version of it or something like that.
Mm,
I can kind of see companies getting on board with that. We did a similar sort of thing with Tonepedia, where we would sample the how it sounded. You couldn't play through it, but you could play various different playing styles and then A B them. And
mm.
Toman has a similar sort of thing.
They do, yeah. It's
Yeah. And you can actually plug your guitar in, or no, I think you can put a recording of your guitar into it and play it through. And you're actually playing through the real pedal. It's very limited, unfortunately, um, because you can only play for as many pedals that they actually have.
mm.
I don't even know if it's still going.
Yeah, and you had to wait in a queue for that as well. It was because there were only so many slots that you could like test out the pedals
Mm,
because it would be doing it in real time, putting your signal through the
yeah.
real. I gave it a go once. It was quite interesting.
I've used
Uh,
it a couple of times, yeah. I liked it. I like the ability to move like the pedals fully analog, like because we would record all of the different combinations of
mm,
knobs on Tonepedia.
yeah,
And you,
very time consuming those.
oh, so much. We would do it work overnight and stuff. It was crazy.
Yeah, it hit like Bimpson's knocked the point on the head. Absolutely. When everyone's gone digital, there are still people cranking Marshall stacks for fun at times.
Yeah.
And
I mean, look, I love the
yeah,
Marshall amps. They're fantastic. Um,
yeah,
yeah, I mean, I'm well into Marshalls and valve amps and stuff like this. So you're preaching to the choir. I'm playing a bit of devil's advocate here, and trying to look at it from everyone's point of view. Because when we announced this pedal on Pedalboards Steam, there was a lot of people saying, "Oh no, we can't do that. Yeah, it's really
yeah.
really bad." And we have to try and consider their point. We have to try and consider their point of view. Because when I saw it, I was like, "This is wicked."
There
And
was
then
a
they
it
used
was
it, and it was great. But
yeah,
yeah,
it was like a knee jerk reaction. Man. It, like the words AI and pedal. People are now kind of fatigued by the AI, especially like if you go on social media. There's so many posts where it is
mm.
clearly just kind of AI generated posts, and which very much deserves the term AI slop.
I mean,
Where
I saw people putting up posts about Freddie Mercury doing a a, a um a memorial concert for Charlie Kirk. I mean, I don't know where they got the time machine from, but they were like absolutely sure that this had happened. And I'm like, What?" And people just buy into this stuff. Most of it is really see through, but I still am second guessing things.
yeah, I mean, it's now got to a point where the kind of the video generation is a lot more believable than that old like Will Smith kind of eating spaghetti, but like the spaghetti's morphing into his fingers and kind of partly into his face as he's doing it.
Forgot
Like,
about that. Yeah,
that's where it started, but now it's getting to the point where like there's Michael Jackson stealing chicken off someone in a chicken shop and Freddie Mercury doing a tribute concert.
yeah,
Like those kind of things. But look, the AI fatigue tends to be, from what I see online, is the like low effort kind of AI generated images of like, oh, it's a bit of a like meme, but it's just it screams of low effort, and it's just like, oh, it's the
yeah.
weekend, and I've got a guitar, and oh yeah, and it's just like really, really like piss poor quality and low effort, and people are just kind of sick of it. So they
That was
see,
the knee-jerk reaction, wasn't it? Because that was what people thought this was gonna be like. They thought it was gonna be like it would have like a beta testing sort of feeling, and it would be AI slot pedals,
yeah, yeah. Well, I assume they did that classic internet thing is where you read the title of an article, you
make an
don't do
opinion.
any research, and you just like take your emotions and run with that. And like that's fine if that's if like get that out of your system. But we're here to kind of present facts, aren't we? We're here to present like exactly how it is. And you've played the pedal, and you can kind of attest to the quality. Not only for this pedal in general, but the company, the quality of the company, and how they are wanting to do things right.
Yeah, I mean, the guys are really passionate, like really, really passionate about it, and it was really nice to meet them in person. They're from Poland, so um, whatever that means to you, it means sod all really. Really, really nice guys, and they were like, they messaged me saying, "Lee, you got to come to our stall, to our booth, and I've got something amazing to show you." I was like, "All right, okay." After playing their other stuff, I was like, "Okay, if it's as good as this, then I'm going to be excited." And when I saw this, I was like, "What the hell?" Because what they had was they had loads of pedals lined out in front of them, and I thought to myself, "Oh my god, they've released a massive range of three knob pedals. This is a downgrade from what they normally do." Like, because all their pedals have like sequencers on them and stuff, and then they've gone down to like three knob pedals and a massive range. When I first saw it, I was just like, "Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
I've
really
I've
disappointed."
shared on the screen how the kind of faceplate thing works.
Mm.
So that's
And then he kind of like said to me, "Yeah, they're all the same pedal." I was like, "What?" And I looked and I could see like they all had different faceplates on, and I was just like, "What?" And then explained it to me. I was like,
oh. Yeah.
"Okay." And I was a little bit skeptical, thinking, "All right." And then we played a couple of them. I was like, "All right, okay, that sounds cool." And he was like, "Let's make one." I was like,
Mm.
"Let's do it." I'm always
Yeah.
up for things like that.
Yeah, proofs in the pudding. Like you
Yeah,
could have a bunch of like very carefully curated algorithms that sound good, but then you try it yourself and it sounds yeah, okay.
and that's
But
going to
like
happen.
yeah.
That's going to happen, and that is one of the down points. Of course, people will spend money and create crap.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know is the short answer to that one because I've not actually had a chance to try it. But you imagine if you put like very very hyper specific um prompts into this algorithm and it doesn't understand what you're saying, it could come back as something that you weren't particularly wanting.
Yeah, I think you're going to go through a few prompts before you actually get to the end result.
Mm.
I don't know if it costs a prompt adjust the coding. I don't think it would. I don't see why it would.
Yeah, like you kind of prompt money. So let's have a talk about that the kind of the marketplace for it because like
Mm,
as we mentioned earlier, it's not free. Um, when you buy the pedal, you get $20 worth of marketplace credits um, to work with,
mm.
which I think like in the article that I read about it, it's around kind of $1 to $2 per algorithm. So somewhere in the region of 10 or 20 different shots at an algorithm, and then of course you can top it up, and it is like $20. So again, like 20 shots at the at creating the perfect algorithm for you. So yeah, the point of that is that it's kind of it's offsetting the running costs, and it's not necessarily there as a huge money spinner.
Yeah, yeah, no, exactly. It is just there to make sure that they're covering that someone's not making them go bankrupt, basically.
Yeah, yeah, because that could easily happen if it was a free prompt.
Mm,
There's nothing stopping someone from going, "Make me a tube screamer, enter. Make me a tube screamer, enter," and just doing that endlessly, endlessly, endlessly. Because
mm.
I mean,
I
it
mean,
would make for an interesting YouTube video, wouldn't it? I asked the endless pedal to make me a tube screamer a hundred
4,000
times, and
times.
here's what like here are the results, kind of thing.
Yeah, like these are different results. I mean, you could do that. You could say like, okay, I asked it the same question 5 times, and these are the 5 different pedals it gave me. I mean, that would be actually quite interesting. I want to do
Yeah, yeah, write it down. No
that.
one else take this. This is our idea.
Yeah, yeah, documented. Oh dear. Yeah, I mean that could be quite good because I mean, if you do put the same question into ChatGPT, it will come out with
Comes
different
back,
answers.
yeah, comes back with
And
different,
if
doesn't it?
different people put the same question in, it can come up with vastly different answers based on what because it's a bit of a
Yeah,
sycophant.
profile. Like it builds up a profile on you as a person, doesn't it?
Tells you
And
what you
tries,
want to hear.
yeah, it tries to read the inputs that you've put into it previously to build a kind of personality profile on you. I don't know if this does that. If this is just a kind of flat response, will always give you back what you give to it and won't actually like create profiles based on you. If it's browser based, it might not have like user account details kind of profiling. But I don't know. I don't know how this works, and I think we need to get these in our hands and kind of see how it
Mm.
works and see what makes it tick.
I mean, we got a few comments to go over because there's some good points being made in the chat there. But I want to say, like, is this inevitable anyway? Right? Was this one of those things that was always going to happen? And I think, yeah, yeah, it was. And I also think this won't be the only pedal we see that comes out with this. We'll see other people bringing them out, and they'll have treadles on them, or more controls, or screens on them, or something along those lines.
Mm.
I wouldn't be surprised if PolyEnd did that themselves. They wanted it to be simple, though. They wanted it to be easy to use because something like this could easily get confusing. So, what do you reckon? Was it inevitable?
I was sorry. I was reading these comments because um,
Some good
Tim Bab-
ones.
Tim Babcock has
Mm,
Babcock, sorry, has brought up a really good point here. I
he has, yeah.
wanted to highlight this. So he says it's important to understand that people create crap and not AI. So it's the people's input that creates the rubbish, and AI is basically just a tool. At the end of the day, good design, an idea is going to be good design. How people utilize it is how people utilize that technology.
Yes and no. Yeah, I mean, you could put the same prompt into ChatGPT and get like 10 different pictures, and one of them would be usable. So,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, but then like it depends on like how you're refining the question afterwards. If you're putting the same question in and just kind of brute forcing it, that's that's like equates to bad design, isn't it?
yeah, I mean, like earlier on today, I was trying to find a chat that I had earlier in the day um, on ChatGPT, and I was trying to find it. I said, which chat is it in? And it said, oh, it was the chat about this subject. I was like, yes, where is it? Oh, it's in one of the chats you had earlier on today. If you go back earlier, you'll find it. And I actually said to it, what was the fucking chat called? And then it told me. I mean, at which point, I mean, it's like when you ask your children to do something, and then you start losing your temper a little bit, and then they do as they're told.
Yeah, when they start to see that you're getting a bit frustrated with it and go, "Ooh, actually, let's
Yeah.
probably focus my mind on this one."
So I'm about 90% agreeing with Tim, but there is that 10% of, yeah, but it's a bit shit sometimes as well. And it seems like the cleverer it gets, the the more like a person it gets, and like like an ADHD person it gets. And as someone with ADHD, oh man. So
Yeah, I
yeah,
mean, lots of people talking about kind of the analogies between like, um,
the
so
horse.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, we've got the one about the horse. Our guitar talking about people still ride horses,
Mhm.
not for transportation much any longer. I mean, some people still do. Amps will always have a place in recorded music. Tubes are not going to go away in our lifetime. Technology will continue to progress. Yeah, and this is kind of what this is like um the digital versus analog thing that I was kind of touching on a little bit earlier. Um, yeah, Bimson saying he can't, he don't see any benefit over this, like over something like the Kernum Ridge, and
Well, the ridge
absolutely
ain't gonna be an arpeggiator. This
no,
can do what the ridge does, but the ridge can't do what this does.
yeah, to a point. The Ridge is like digitally controlled analog circuitry, isn't it?
More or less, yeah. There is some
Um,
digital aspects to it apparently, but yeah, it's a fantastic pedal. It's one of my favorite pedals. So
yeah,
I'm not gonna say anything bad about the Ridge, but this could sound like a rainbow machine, whereas the Ridge could never sound like a rainbow machine.
yeah. Like so, the Ridge is look all the permutations of drive. It's like
Mm,
versatility within a confined space, whereas this is un unchained versatility
yeah,
across the board.
yeah. Ridge is so good. If you haven't tried one of them, please go and try them on Kernum or an amazing company.
Oh yeah, fantastic stuff.
Spent some time with them over at NAM as well, and yeah, just brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Right. So, where could it fall down? Could it
Um,
could it be that people just go out there and they start making crap, and they're like, "No, this isn't worth the money. This is crap." And then, like Tim says, it's a bad workman blames their tools.
yeah, yeah. But you might not necessarily be thinking that way if you're like slamming in some kind of vague prompt and going, "I want it to sound exactly like this pedal. Why is it not sounding exactly like this pedal?" And you're wasting a dollar or $2 every time you do that. Like you could understand why there would be frustration. I've got a point here is that there might be kickback from companies. Say for example, Electro Harmonics next week brings out the Big Muff 3. And then like everyone, whoa, like a new Big Muff, exciting stuff. Within a couple of months, and like sound demos get put out on the internet, and that becomes then reference material potentially for the pedal, what what do they call it? The pedal marketplace, like
Yeah.
the AI basically. If you then type into that, I want the pedal to sound like the Big Muff 3. You've then not had to buy that Electro Harmonics pedal, and
Yeah,
you've got that. So
but
this,
the sound samples it's listening to have gone through a microphone and processing, so it's not gonna sound like the Big Muff 3. It's gonna sound like the Big Muff 3 comes out your speakers.
yeah, like a snapshot of a Big Muff 3. Well, but if you are like, if you're curious about the Big Muff 3 and
Mm.
you like
It's a try
the
before you buy.
yeah, the alternative beforehand would have been, oh, I'm gonna have to buy it. I'm gonna have to take the punt on it. Then that's potentially Electro Harmonics losing out on a sale there, and they're obviously not going to be too happy about that because
Yeah.
they've just created this amazing Big Muff 3.
But on the flip side, the Big Muff 3 probably gonna cost you about 120 quid, 150 quid, 180 quid, something like that. This costs 300 quid, and would you wanna dedicate a 300 quid pedal to something that's gonna be cheaper when this pedal can do all those other things as well?
Yeah, like yeah, not necessarily.
Mm.
But I'm saying that there could be a kickback off companies as well
Yeah.
if
Yeah, it
it's
could be, absolutely.
potentially stealing the intellectual properties. I mean, obviously not stepping on the toes like a certain Uli did earlier last year.
And this year, today even.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, another another one of the big pedals. What's the company that works with Adrian now?
Oh, Coggins.
Yeah, Dan's thing. What's
Oh,
it?
the meatball. Yes.
No. They did another one today. A ring modulator, I think it was.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, and exactly that. I mean, I think you're going to be. Like the Kemper takes a snapshot of an amp, and it's like an amp in a certain setting. This might be able to do that. It might be like that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But also, like ChatGPT cannot access things like Facebook and YouTube and stuff like that due to regulation. It's told in its rules it can't do that. Will this be the same? Will it not be able to take sound samples from YouTube?
Yeah, if it has to meet the same regulations as other um generative AI
Or
programs, then yeah.
can you say to it, I want to sound exactly the same. I want this guitar tone in a pedal, and you put on Dark Side of the Moon or something like that. Uh,
That's not going to be the
sorry,
Big Muff 3, that.
Bark at the Moon. I was going to say actually, you put on like your favorite Randy Rhoads or Jakey
Yeah.
Lee's song or something. You can say, I want this guitar tone. Is it going to be able to say, okay, I'm giving you that guitar tone, and that guitar tone is complex. That is like the amp, the guitar, the pickups, everything, and because that could be cool.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's quite a lot of possibility. I've always wanted, I've always wanted a phaser that instead of using an LFO to wow 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 to
Hmm.
do the kind of sweeping, to have that on a treadle, so
That
almost like a
that
wah.
exists.
Yeah, I'm sure there have been like
Yeah,
the
Dunlop made one. It was orange. It was like an orange bar.
well, there you go. And but they're not in production anymore, and I would that's the first thing I'd go to.
I mean, I suppose it has got an expression in, hasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. That's what I want to hear actually. For because we're gonna be wrapping up in a maybe 10 minutes or so. Um, down in the comments, what would the prompt be for the pedal that you would want to play first on this endless?
Yeah, we should have asked that at the beginning. Yeah, absolutely. What would you make? I got a little message here from Bimson saying he missed the very start and he didn't realize that it it wasn't just a drive pedal because we were talking about tube screamers and King of Tones and stuff like that.
Mm,
Um, Bimson's also said he would make a Morley flanger on a wah type enclosure. I mean, we're saying that it's got an expression in, so you can
yeah.
kind of do that wah thing on here. You could even make it into a wah if you wanted to. A really fucking expensive wah.
Yeah, but then you've got like the controls over like all of the different parameters of the wah. So like one of those
Really
really
expensive.
fancy ones, like the Q ones, the ones that you can change like the steepness of the filter and whatnot.
I just saw Miku Metal Zone Hybrid, obviously, and I was about to say, I know someone who's done that, and then I saw who wrote it.
Miko.
Yeah,
Oh, it's our riggers,
it's riggers.
Mr. Riggs.
Yeah.
Hi there, Mr. Riggs.
Yeah, I mean, it's yeah. Drop a comment. Let us know what you would fancy. We're gonna
Yeah.
put this up as a full video, so we're gonna just adjust this and release it as a full video. So if you haven't joined us live and you are watching in the comments, drop a like and a sub. And even if you are joining us live, drop a like and a sub because it means a lot to us. Thank you very
Oh
much.
yeah, absolutely. Do those things. It's fantastic. And if you're not already, please subscribe to the channel because like it keeps you informed of all of these things. Yeah, like Lee was saying, if you are joining on the catch up, drop down in those comments what you would have as a pedal because we like they're gonna make us chuckle. So
Yeah,
absolutely do it.
the sillier the better.
Yeah.
And if we get one, we might try some of them.
Oh, that would be brilliant, wouldn't it? That would be
Yeah,
fantastic.
yeah. I mean, it's gonna be fun.
That might be a way actually of convincing PolyEnd to send us one. That if
I,
we get like
I think they're sending one anyway. Yeah, we had a chat about it, and they were like, yeah, we'll get you one out. So I think we're getting one in.
ooh
Yeah.
ooh
Should we get more than one? Should we have a competition?
yeah, like silliest algorithm.
Oh, hang on. We got cross the Miku pedal with the GEQ, so you can add her to each band. Oh, yeah.
Like different vowel sounds in different like spectrums. That'd be quite nice. But you've only got a maximum of 6 controls to choose from. So like a GE7, it would be a GE maybe like 4.5.
You got 7 controls
Oh, with
because
the
of the expression.
maybe like
Yeah, I wonder if the expression pedal has to control one of the potentiometers. They're not called potentiometers, are they? They're called
yeah, like actuators or something. Else.
no,
No, it was
no.
it was something fancy like that, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
What
I want to
is
see the pedal again. Let's pull it up because we've not. There we go. Pre-order 2.9.
you
Uh,
guys can see just how much bullshit we actually end up editing out of our proper videos.
can use playground if I don't own endless. Ooh, no. So
Right.
you have to have registered an endless to use the AI. I'm assuming that again is because they want to um
Encoders.
yeah,
Encoders.
encoders, that's it.
That was the word.
There you go. $20 in playground tokens and one blank plate.
Yeah, and you can draw on that blank plate on both sides, I think. So you
Yeah.
can just draw whatever you want on it. I did say to them, I do think there will be many penises drawn on them,
Yeah,
at least in our circles. Oh
indeed.
dear, so
Uh
mature.
it doesn't cost anything to download community effects. We've covered that as well, haven't we?
Yeah,
Uh, Playground is completely new design effects. New features in Playground are planned before being finalized, and some you can get unwanted results. That's why it's in beta at the moment. Uh, wire token system, and then so we actually expanded on that a little bit more. Stereo in, stereo out, expressing USB as well.
hang on. What did that say about selling patches? Go back a little bit.
Selling patches.
Yeah, go a little bit more. A little bit more. No, stop. No, anything shared with the community. Oh, you've gone too far.
Anything shared with the community is free to download. PolyEnd will regularly add new effects. You own what you create, so you can sell patches instead of sharing them freely. Okay, so you can like a bit like um adjacent societies and people like that do for like the Helix, how they do like Helix patches.
Hmm, that's really cool. I mean, we could. I can make them all day long.
We're in the money.
Ka-ching,
We-
ka-ching, ka-ching, says PolyEnd.
oh, cool.
Mhm.
So yeah, I think that's a lovely place to wrap up the um
Yeah,
stream for today. Like
just a couple of comments quickly.
yeah,
Bimson says, I don't think I'd be tempted. I can create all sorts of wild shit with my board anyway, and that's half the fun. I mean, look how many pedals I got. I mean, they're everywhere I look.
mm,
I can do the same as well, but this can do things that aren't in pedals that exist,
yeah.
which I said at the beginning of the thing, but Andy missed that as well, unfortunately.
Or
Um,
also, it has the kind of the convenience of something like this where you put it in one place on your pedal board, and then instantly you've got like for this, I've got 14 different effects that I can choose from, which
hmm.
is
I'd like it if you could flip through the effects on it. It annoys me that you're like
you have to
locked
load
to
them on you.
one. Yeah, but I mean, it's the first of its kind, so that maybe there'll be upgrades. Um, and Tim has said he's currently using ChatGPT to design a preamp. It surprisingly works with me, um, but it's really about my idea and how me and the AI work together. I mean, yeah, absolutely. It sounds like he's got a good relationship with his AI.
Hmm,
That's cool with him. Cool, Tim.
nice one.
Yeah. Right. Let's wrap it up then.
Indeed. Indeed. Yeah. So as we mentioned, make sure you've hit a like on this, and if you are in the live, make sure you comment on it as well because it'll feed the algorithm a little bit. Um,
I'm not seeing those likes, boys and girls. Come on. Come on.
Come on. So yeah, I mean it's been wonderful, and of course, like keep letting us know what you think of the future of AI pedals, because this is definitely a promising opening gambit, isn't it?
Mm. Yeah. I'm glad it was Polyend that came out with it rather than someone who makes wishy-washy quality pedals. Do you think, just as a closing thought, do you think this will be the next NARM player?
Very much so. I mean, it could be, couldn't it?
It
So
could,
yeah,
couldn't it?
they very much dominated 2025, didn't they?
Mm,
We might have some more on that on a future stream actually about some non-players. But for now, from myself and from Lee,
indeed.
see you all soon.
Thanks all. Thanks. Nice to see you, Andy. Thanks. Bye all.